Salve a tutti, sono Almarocco e benvenuti in un nuovo video. Oggi siamo qui per fare un'intervista agli Imperium Dekadenz. Prima di iniziare li ringrazio per la loro disponibilità, per aver accettato di essere qui oggi. Vi lascio l'intervista e vi auguro buona visione. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being today.
Yeah, hello.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Why you started to do music, why you started to do with metal music. Let's talk about the beginning of your career as a band and your influences.
A long,
Start.
long time ago, I started to get interested in rock music. It was, let's say, in the mid of the 80s. And my parents then recognized that maybe I should play an instrument. So they took me at a music school and I started playing the drums, and my interest in metal music developed and developed. And in the early 90s, I started to search for more extreme metal music like death metal, black metal, thrash metal, everything like that. And the wish came up to make music myself. We started in school with some school bands, but nothing so serious. First gigs were going on, and around 2004, then I met Horace, and the rest is history.
Yeah, for me, I never had the plan to play music, to be honest. But I was drunken on a party, and another guy started to do a solo black metal project and asked me if I can play drums, and I said I can't play drums and I don't have a drum at home. But I bought a very very cheap one, and my parents hate it completely, and the whole neighborhood they want to kill me. And yeah, it was just bad, but somehow it made some fun. And later I bought a guitar and did my own stuff, so everything become more interesting, a bit more professional. And yeah, I was dedicated to it, and yeah, it was just fun. And after I met Vespasian, everything became a bit more professional, and the rest is history, I would say.
Let's talk about the inspiration for the lyrics of the band and the story of the band album by album.
I could talk about this a whole evening. I don't know how many details are required here. It was again kind of a party in a village, and we met together. And I had the plan to drive to the Wacken open air because there was that special concert from Darkthrone and Satyricon. So the first time Darkthrone played in Germany, or let's say a Darkthrone live experience. And once my girlfriend that was cancelled that relationship, and I met him and asked him if he wanted to drive with me to the Wacken because he had no car and I had no one that came with me in my car. So yes, we did it, and yeah, we become friends over the time. So that was just doing some party together, drinking beer and listening to the same music. And yeah, there were not a lot of people that listen to black metal in my let's say circle of friends. So that was really great to have someone that have the same taste in music, and someone you can talk about it. And it was just fun at the beginning. We never had the plan to be a big band playing gigs someday, or doing albums. But yeah, we did some songs, and it was quite fast. Sent some songs around. We got a feedback from some labels, and yeah, we signed one, and we was completely surprised. The first two albums was kind of an explosion. We never expected that. Next one was Season of Mist, and yeah, everything come a bit more professional. And I would say the rest is also history.
The first albums were highly influenced by ancient history, so to say. But the last two albums are now more inspired by, let's say, personal things. Maybe the Dismanimum album released in 2016, I think. It was the most Roman album, the peak of the lyrics with Roman influences, so to say. But then we got the impression that everything concerning this topic is was said. So and then we quickly wrote lyrics, more personal lyrics, so to say. Yeah, this is so the main inspiration nowadays is life, the mysteries of being on this crazy earth, so to say. But we are always also inspired, and this is always the case. We are all always inspired by Black Forest, the area we grew up, the mysteries, the tales of that area. So this is something that is vibrating, still vibrating deep inside of us. So let's say we have the forest in our heart, the Black Forest, and this is always will always be a part of us.
Why decided to talk about the ancient Roman history in your albums?
Yeah, we have also a Roman history because we are in the southwest of Germany that was, let's say, conquered by the Roman Empire. And you can still see the ruins of the villas, of the Villa Rusticas and other stuff. So yeah, we have Roman history, and very close to our hometown we have Roman Bath, where was a Roman garrison, which you can still visit, and it's pretty good conserved. And yeah, the next step was reading books, reading Wikipedia, watching movies, and all this stuff. And yeah, we had this
Caligula.
one movie exactly. It's Caligula from the 70s, was kind of a scandal movie.
The Tinto Brass movie?
Yeah.
The Italian movie with Malcolm McDowell?
Exactly,
Yeah.
that one, yeah. Yeah. So we loved that music once and added not the movie, of course, not the music, the movie, and yeah, we talked a lot about it, and yeah, we really enjoyed it, and yeah, that was, I think, the point where the name comes up, Imperium Dekadenz, and yeah, let's say the Roman Empire was always a fact for many songs, and also, like Vespasian mentioned, one for this Manibus, one of the albums. And yes, we are still love the history, especially the antique one. So Romans, Celtic people, tribes, all this stuff. But you know, the Roman stuff is has a much better substance, let's say, and you know much more what happened in history and about these battles and everything. So yeah, we really love it, and it was an important fact for our band.
Into Sorrow is considered one of the best black metal album in 2023. But what about the next chapter of your discography, and what about your plans for this end of 2025 and for the beginning of 2026?
Okay, when it comes to 2025, this year we played a European tour together with Sauron in the Woods, as you might have read. Also some single shows, so we were quite, let's say, a lot on the road. But we already started earlier this year. We always are writing songs, let's say. When an album is finished, maybe we need some little break, but then creativity comes again. And so to keep things short, we are now working on a new album. So we are now in the progress of finalizing the songs. The plan is to enter a studio next year. I can't tell you when exactly because we always, let's say, book the studio when we are 100% sure that the material is, that everything came together, and we have the feeling that we or that we are sure that we have material that is maybe even better than the last one. But yeah, now the focus is on finalizing the songwriting, so to say, but also, as always, the focus is to get some cool shows, club shows, festival shows, because the European tour, for example, went so well, and we are really hot. We want to go on the road. We want to play as much as possible. We have to say we have all our daily jobs, but yeah, we have a very good atmosphere in the band right now. Everyone loves to play live. So yeah, new songs on the one hand, on the other hand, live activities.
If you want to be remembered for an album you have done in your career, which is and why?
For me, it was, I think, Matters of Nostalgia. It was the fourth album, I think. This one is a concept album, and this is, I would say, really a 100% concept album because it's about our home region, and everything was done with so much heart and passion, and we had so many cool ideas. So we are coming from the area, for example, where the Danube, the river starts, and yeah, we had great idea for that one, for example. We had so many great ideas, and also the photo shooting and the cover artwork, everything is so fits so perfectly together. Also the lyrics, in my opinion. So I think that was a really all in all great concept album, I would say. Yeah.
Yes, I agree, but it's I'd like to say that every album has, let's say, different aspects to remember. As Horace says, Matters of Nostalgia is it's our home region album, so to say, where we put a lot of effort on our hearts in. But every album, I can name something. Only one album. I'm still in love with the Dismonimus album because it was so epic. We had some Dekadenz influences back then, but nowadays I'm totally into the still totally into the Sorrow Evermore album because it has, for my opinion, the best songwriting, the best performance recorded, and yeah, and all killers no films, so to say. But yeah, difficult question because for us or for me, every album is like if you look into your past, into your photo book, and so yeah. But maybe what I can add, Meadows of Nostalgia was also the first album we recorded, not in our rehearsal room, but in our studio with our friend Christoph Brandes. So this was, let's say, the first professional album, so to say. And this was the first album released by Season of Mist back then. So everything with this one, no, sorry, it was the second album released by Season of Mist, but we got the impression that this was one more step into a professional area, so to say. Yeah. Because the Propeller Vadens album Dämmerung der Szenarien, and the first one we recorded at our rehearsal room. We were students, we had a lot of time, but
No
then
money.
we got the jobs and the possibility to record it in a more professional surroundings. So, and Meadows Nostalgia was the first time for us to hear Imperium Dekadenz in a, let's say, professional, with a really professional sound, and everything was bigger and better, so to say.
In your opinion, how many things have changed in the black metal scene when you started from nowadays, and how is difficult become a musician nowadays in Germany or in general at your experience?
Yeah, I have a good answer for that. What is completely different is the social media stuff, and we talk a lot about that. And what we are actually doing is social media kind of stuff. But yeah, It was completely different when we grew up with that music. So we had that only one shop that sold some magazines, and you were completely exciting, waiting a whole month to get this magazine in your hands and listen to the demo CD that was inside. And yeah, now you can get all info from every band. You can see what they eat, what they just doing, what toilet paper they use, and if they are vegan or eating flesh or whatever. Yeah, it's a bit less mysterious, and you have more insight into the whole business and the whole music and what's happening backstage and on stage and whatever, and less secrets, let's say. And yeah, I would love it would be more mysterious and more question marks for everybody that goes to a concert, just seeing the performing guys and don't have all these backgrounds what these guys are doing. So I think that's really important, especially for black metal, that, yeah. On the other hand, you are forced to do social media, because if you are not doing social media, you don't play concerts. Nobody will be interested in being your label and stuff. So that really changed from the past to today. And yes, you have also to be a great social media manager to be successful as a band. And I think that's the big difference.
Nothing to add. This is exactly my opinion and my view on these things. Back then, everything was more mysterious because you only saw pictures of corpse painted guys in some magazines, and let's say back then the mind had more work to do. You had to imagine what are these guys, where are they from, it's stuff like that. But nowadays there are no secrets left, so to say. You know every musician, you know where they are living, you know where they went to holiday, so to say. So the mystery is gone, and this is, I think, makes me sad sometimes, because black metal mysticism is a big, or should be a big part of black metal.
Sorry. And one last point is costumes. So if you want to have success with your band, I think today it's important that you have costumes, else nobody will remember you. So the people have to put your name and everything into cases, you know. You have to have a topic that reflects your life activities, and let's say the band Kanonenfieber or something like that, they have the First World War stuff and this costumes, whatever. So it's much more important today to have costumes, else nobody will recognize you. It's less the music, more the optic today, in my opinion.
But we will always focus on the music and not. We have more this, let's say, rock and roll approach. Like back then, bands like Motorhead, they went on stage like they were walking around backstage, so to say. They had the amps, the banner, and the loudness. That was it, and it was great. There were no things going on like today. I think this is a problem because there are so many bands, and the young people, they have Spotify, they have the possibility of checking out 1 million songs in a second, so to say. And that's why a lot of younger bands, they are searching for ways that they will be seen, you know, like who has mentioned Kanonenfieber, or like 10 years ago, every band in black metal, they had this mask from Mugla. They were the first one, and then you saw 100 bands that looked exactly the same. But that's not our cup of tea, so to say. We have, as I said, this old rock and roll approach, because we are old, maybe.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying today. Good luck for your project. Thank you. Bye.
All the
Thank
best
you.
to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.